If you have not read this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, bring your seat closer. Let me share with you the core lessons I've learned from this great book. The Richest Man in Babylon gives common sense financial advice, which you can apply today. It was written with tales and parables from the times of ancient Babylon. This is African Reading Parlor with Chimezo Demenam. ARP is a brainchild of Merchants of Knowledge Africa. And remember, our mission remains to change the narrative of Africa as a non-reading continent and to roll away the mountain of ignorance. The author, George S. Clason, was a soldier, businessman, and a writer. The Richest Man in Babylon is his most popular piece of work, consisting of numerous parables, metaphors, and stories set in ancient Babylon. It's an absolute finance classic. This book is a must-read for anyone wanting to truly master the concept of money. The book delivers financial tips in a very strong way by wrapping them into amazing stories. You can read them all individually, which means you don't have to read the book in one go to get the most out of it actually. Originally published in 1926, the advice in this book is still as sound as it was a century ago. The Babylonians discovered many of the basic principles behind wealth, such as saving a small part of your income each month, investing it wisely, learning how to lend money instead of borrowing it, and how to protect your wealth. This is one of the books I've read more than once and would want to share with you the lessons I have learned. My number one lesson is live below your means. What is it that makes rich people rich? That's a great question in a midst of poor people. I'm not talking about the case of millionaires or oil sheikhs who've always been rich, people, for example, that were born with a silver spoon on their mouth. I'm talking about the people who, after working hard for a few decades, can walk out of the door of their job and never return because they can live off the wealth they have accumulated within a certain period of time. Wealthy people develop their riches mostly based on two things. They live slightly below their means and they invest the money they save very well. Living below your means is the first checkpoint you have to pass to even have the money to invest. So it's important you start with that. The goal of our Western economy and education system is for you to take on a 4-hour day job and then spend everything you earn. You know best where you are spending money just for sake of convenience, entertainment, and gratification. That's really not necessary, and that's exactly the money you should be saving and investing instead. The Richest Man in Babylon suggests that you save 10% of your income to invest. So look at your expense and cut the ones that are really unnecessary, and you will see finding those 10% is easier than that you will ever think or imagine. Then I have a number two lesson. The number two lesson from this book is learn how to be lucky by working hard. Yes, you get lucky by working hard towards it. Learn how to be lucky. This is a fascinating idea, isn't it? Of course it is. But how can this book teach you something that is really not in your hands? This is where most people are mistaken. No one ever said luck was something that can't be manufactured. We just expect it to be. That is something called chance, a random occurrence with very little likelihood of happening, such as winning a lottery or being struck by a lightning. Those are a kind of things that really happen. Luck, however, is based on opportunity, and you can create more opportunities by working hard. The more hard you work, the more you create opportunities for what they call luck to happen on your behalf. There is a story about Jerry Weintraub. This man called Avis' manager every day for a year to pitch him a tour he wanted to take Avis on. 364 times, the man said no. But eventually, on the 365th time, he said yes. Jerry didn't get lucky. He worked. Every day he called until the timing was right and the opportunity presented itself to him. So, an onlooker can as well say is luck. Yes, luck, but luck with hard work. That's how you become lucky, by working hard. Okay? The third thing is never take on debt. This should be a no-brainer for anyone. Yet we find ourselves in a world where we are in a debt almost all the time. A debt chronic. One of the first steps to build wealth is quitting the irrational self-talk that makes you to justify purchases you can't afford. Money is a pretty rational thing, and it's about time we start treating it that way. When you can't afford a fancy car or a flashy television, well, you can't just afford it. But when you go out and get a loan to finance it, you will delay your journey to wealth for months or even years, because you now have to spend the money you save each month to pay off the debt instead of being able to invest it. At any point in time you borrow money or go into debt, every other money you'll be making will be going into repayment of those debts, and it can stagnate your financial life. Instead of solving your problems with loans, ask, how can I afford this? And figure ways to make more money, to save more money, so you can buy the things you want. Though sometimes taking off debt solves some immediate problems, but it just creates more at the end of the day. And when you finish spending the money spray, you just have to start saving. You got no option. This is much I can take you on this book. Do well to get a copy for yourself. And if you need a PDF version, just indicate in the comment section. Kindly share this video as well and make sure you are reading. Thank you.